It's Build the Enterprise D Magazine 22 Part Kit 83 time. Hi guys, Retro Trek Ralph here with another Build the Enterprise D model kit from Eaglemoss HeroCollector. Thank you very much to Fanhome for continuing this series. So, 83. We haven't got much in here. Here's another part of the skeleton for the saucer, some LEDs, and it looks like a bit of the phaser. No, actually, that's not a phaser bank. Okay, we'll have a look at that in a second in the magazine. I'll go through this one first in the magazine, as I usually do, and then we can have a look, see what's coming very soon. So yeah, we've got part there. What is 83B? Ventral phaser array. Okay, so that goes on the underside of this, the secondary hull, which we haven't got parts for. Okay, cool. We'll see what's what. Another parts there, looks like other parts for the saucer, blanking parts. That might actually be for the battle section. 84F, battle section right reflector, and then battle section middle lights. Okay, so that's for that. That's in another episode. Same again, looks like we've got parts for the saucer and for the secondary hull. I think, weirdly enough, we do get a full battle section on this as it coming together. So parts coming in a second with 83. 84 sneak preview. Yeah, because we've got part there. We've got to test the lights. 85. Yeah, it's another part putting on. 86. I do have the PDFs for these. If anybody wants them, just give us a shout. Yeah, so it looks like we do potentially put together there. Oh, we do indeed put some screws in to make almost a full top section of the secondary hull. This is one of the parts that we could really have done with this being on and in to give us a top-down view of the Enterprise when everything went wrong. But things are going well now. Thank you very much to Fanhome. So we have some episode guide and here to fill out the magazine. The game, which was a series 5 episode number 6. So actually had, yeah, because that's is that yeah, Ashley Judd playing Robin Leffler and Will Wheaton there. Unification, one of the final episodes with Sarakin, Mark Leonard playing the part there, and Leonard Nimoy coming in as well. His character actually died in the episode anyway, which is a shame. Yes. Ooh, what ship's that? Okay, mystery encountered, surplus depot. Oh, okay, that's the smuggler's ship from behind. Ah, okay. We've seen this in Eaglemoss. It's very black. Very nice. So the Unification was a 2-part episode. Return back for Denise Crosby, playing Seela, I believe it was. So there, and A Matter of Time. I actually like the Matter of Time episode because it had got the guy, what do you call him now, Matt Frewer, who played Max Headroom back in the 80s and the TV show. Really good, funny actor. And was actually from the, well, yeah, the spoilers of the episode was, it was in 24th century. The time ship was actually from the 25th or 26th century. Yeah, 26th century. But the time traveler actually went back to his century, which was probably the 22nd. And then he took the ship and went forward. And he was going to go back in time to do lots of naughty things with the stuff that you've actually got stolen from the Enterprise D. So there we go. So I need to do is get into here, get the parts, and get these unbagged, unwhatevered, and ready on what the parts are going to go on the ship. So, stage 83 parts. We have a skeleton piece, lower skeleton 7. Oh, that goes over here now. Okay, yeah, the lower ventral phaser array, it's flat. There's usually lines on this if it's a phaser thing, but I think they've given up on this anyway, on the later ones. I don't think the back of the secondary hull actually got anything on there either, so they're just completely flat. A couple of LEDs, BM screws, FM screws, AM screws, and a couple of parts which obviously go on to hold down the LEDs. So I'm going to get my box out, put these in. Yeah, this is going to be, is it parts to do? Let's have a look. 83 assembly. So yeah, we need to get the saucer, put in LED. So they've not given us much information now because we know what we're doing. Or is that actually the same? Yeah, it's the same on the other side, I think. D. Yeah, then we put that second one onto actual skeleton part, put in place, and then we're done for this issue. Easy. Saucer out. Okay, so what they asked you to start with on step A is get both of the LEDs and then split these legs so they're just splayed out. So probably split a little bit of the cable so you've got plenty up. It does look like all of it comes off, but I'll just try and do as neat as possible. So just keep the LED so it's flat in your fingers and just come out 90 degrees, nice and steady. If you snap one of these, then I personally do have spares, so that's because, yeah, Starship Collector gave me the screw box, which is off screen there, but also there's other parts in there as well from the first 6 kits. Well, the first 6, yeah, part kits. So it's nice that he did that. I'm really impressed that he did. I also have, actually, we're talking to Dan from DMU, and there's actually somebody out there who's got a ship with 2 nacelles on it already. Yep, if you keep the first few parts, you will get... there's a few more parts on this, the blue parts and the Bussard collector as well, but yeah, it is possible by now to actually get yourself a fully completed one. So that's nice and lights up really well. But also, you can make this the second one because they're exactly the same as each other. But I've actually looked on it because I was talking to Dan about it. The PDFs I have are 1 to 26 and there should be 31 magazines. What I don't see on any of those 26, because this is 22 now, 3 to 26 do not have anything to do with the second nacelle. So I don't know what's going on, and I have literally lost the other LED. Help! Right, there we are. What worries me a little bit on mine is this no longer lights up. I think probably the batteries have gone flat in there. I do need to change the batteries in this, but at the minute I've got no LEDs. So we'll just get this one split out and then we'll see where we go from there. Just check the battery box on this one. I think I figured out why this one isn't actually working. Time for new batteries, and luckily I did that. Otherwise that could have corroded badly in there. Batteries changed, switch, it works. Oof. That's a big warning to all of you out there. If you're doing this and you haven't changed these batteries, get them changed. So I'll put that back over there as I put that out of the way so it doesn't move much. Still don't understand why that's got that cable there, which isn't attached to anything. I'm sure it'll come eventually. Maybe it's a second battery pack, because I think that goes from there to there. That was a... Okay, on with the build. Quick jump forward. That one goes in. It's a little bit fiddly. It took quite a while to do on camera anyway. So if that bolts in, well, nips into place, cables come down, and this actually connects with the cable here, right there where I'm pointing. On this board, the back board, which is actually the... there's supposed to be 3 actually on it, I'm not sure. But it's right in the bottom left-hand corner where it connects in. That was one that's free. So this is just missing one in this corner here. It will get populated eventually. There's very few of these on that board ready left to connect. So this one's got plenty on anyway. Light works, which is fine. Flashes over the back here work, fine. It does instruct you on this one as well to do exactly the same. It's just folding underneath and then well, it's the picture over here at the moment. Put that in place, same as, put your LED in. It would be easier probably to actually glue the LED in place and then put the bracket on afterwards. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's there, it's in that underneath anyway, the cable. So it wants you now to do, because this goes over here, right on here, but it warns you to start with this one here. It's the side navigational lights. I've already got these taped in, but it wants you to do exactly the same as what I've already done, and make sure it's flat, make sure it goes underneath all of this lot, because it was like that. Make sure it's under absolutely everything. The cable will be fine, and then it's flat in there, but it would probably nip in there anyway. There's probably going to be enough room for it to whittle room, because there's probably going to be a piece of plastic which then will go into here, as similar to one that was right at the front of here. So make sure that's out of the way, but exactly where it wants to be for the future. So it's going to be there. It doesn't actually fit because of the Oh, I can actually pull it out, and then slide it back in. That would be better. I'm going to put the tape back on anyway, just so it's out of the way. Hopefully that shouldn't be nipped by this coming over it. So this part here wants to go under this part here, so maybe slacken off the screws a little bit on here to get this in. I'm just wary about other things getting in the way. I mean, we should be fine. So just take your time. It's going to go right over between here and here. If you're nipping any of the cables, don't, because that would be bad. Actual lining of things is not too important just yet. Is there a screw hole there? No, there isn't. So that's probably a screw hole that comes down on with the panels, but I think that's definitely got to be underneath there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen the screws on here to get them a little bit of play on here and launch this, put this into place and not nip any cables. Right, this part is, I don't even think it's this part that's got the fault with it. I think the original skeleton piece underneath it's got the fault on mine. Might not be on yours, but it's definitely on mine. So the lights are on. The lights have checked, they all work, well they're there, as well as a restroom, nice new batteries. The problem I've got is, according to the instructions here, you put BM screws in these 4 here, great. BM screws in these 4 screws here, brilliant. An AM screw here, but this corner needs to be lipped underneath and not trap any of these cables, which it's only like these first 2 parts anyway. The rest are fine unless they're the strays and they're coming up a little bit anyway. These 4 screws along the bottom here, here, here and here are FM screws. And you'll notice this one here is actually missing. That's because the skeleton part underneath it hasn't been drilled out. It's not like there's a piece of plastic on top of there or anything else. It literally hasn't been drilled, and I've never noticed that. I mean, I can drill out possibly and then put the screw in, and there is actually a gap there, and these are supposed to be wedged together. I can get my tweezers underneath, so I shouldn't be able to do that. I'm not entirely certain if it's essential. I'm not sure if that screw's going to do that or not. It possibly might. It's up here as well, and this is fine. That's not a screw for this, it's a panel that screws into it. It's definitely not the wrong ones. I've got the wrong ones. 2 there, hole, 2 there, hole, yeah. Then hole, and then 1, 2. So at the minute, it's on, it's done. This is the stage finished. But I will warn you now, if you can try and test fit the best you can, do it. If you can't, a lot of these screws hold the whole thing down, so it makes it really difficult to do. But when you get a part like that where it's not fitting, and it's definitely not going to fit, you could probably do with bending it into shape before you do this, before you put it in place. But it's pretty tricky to do it anyway. So that's really, really bad to do. The LED for this one here goes on the bottom right hand side opposite to the one that came from this one. So that one came to here, and this one goes to the second one in at the bottom row on this board here. So it's easy enough once you're in. It is very fiddly now, because these are now getting to the parts that it's getting really awkward to do. One thing that gets me a little bit is not once they've mentioned about keep this for later, which they always used to do. So, but they've also said on here, build a lower section structure with another large skeleton piece and 2 more deck panels. What? What? I think that should be, oh, deck panel lights. Right, okay, panels. You can tell there's certain problems arising here, but yeah, it's just little bits missing. Proofreading. I always said to Eaglemoss, look, can I do proofreading for your magazines and your build and whatever else? And yeah, they've already got people employed to do it anyway. So yeah, it says the test your lights done, and they all work fine. So that's the saucer bit done, and 84 coming in the next video tomorrow, hopefully. So. But that's done. Like I said, that's going to be awkward. It's my choice now whether or not I drill that hole out with a very small drill bit and hope that it will work. I don't know whether I'm bothered about it, and I'm not sure if I won't do that and go straight through. There is a flaw in this model kit that I've already done to start with, and it's right here. Where the navigational light right here as I'm pointing at, just above it, there's a little dimple, and that's where a screw's gone straight in. That's too long. So that's probably me, the wrong screw in there. Just watch what you do, because that will happen. Now you can't probably hardly see it, but there is a little bit of a dimple up. So that wasn't actually part of the kit. So it's the skeleton above it. Actually, how can it be? Because this was put in afterwards. I could possibly just sand that down and repaint if I got the right colour paint, but I don't want it looking over the top. It could just easily be a dimple that looks weird. So anyway, that's 22, part kit 83 done. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Follow me on social media. I'll see you in another video, unless you're with a patron, and I'll talk to you over there or on Discord. Yeah, bye for now. See you later. Bye.